Texas is now saying that if you operate SMS from the state of Texas, you need to now register with the Secretary of State's office.
There's good reason to be afraid because there are some penalties in SMS.
It is going to affect every SMS you do to every state. If you're outside of Texas, this affects everyone you text in Texas. Those text messages are being treated under the same rules as telemarketers calling out on sales.
Even if they've given full permission.
Even if they've given full permission.
What happens if the messages are going out offshore?
Okay, right. So something that's super important that I want to say, the bill 140 passed, it goes into effect. This is absolutely going into effect.
Hey, welcome back to the Trainwreck Show. I'm Perry Belcher, your host. The
biggest pain in the ass in the whole world.
Exactly. The unstoppable force of marketing, here with the immovable object of operations, the wizard of ops herself, the lovely Emma Rainville. Remember when I told you how nice she looked this morning? I got to Emma's house this morning. She's in a pair of pajama pants with brown buffaloes on them.
Caprock Canyons is my favorite place on earth. They're my Caprock Canyon jammies.
And she said, go away for 2 hours and go do this thing and come back.
I did.
When I came back, she looked exactly the same.
No, I washed my face. I put makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
I
couldn't tell.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Trainwreck.
Welcome to Trainwreck.
Similar to
So we're going to switch it up a little bit today. So I know that we use SMS in our business quite a lot. We don't use as much as we probably should. We use email a lot, phone, ringless voicemail, some other things. But I know that there's some big changes in the law in SMS. And a lot of people are really afraid to use SMS because there are, there's good reason to be afraid because there are some penalties in SMS. And I think that you've got some news on that, right, Emma?
There's a new Texas State Senate bill. It's called 140. It's going to kick in. It's going to change how SMS works for us because we live in Texas. Our business
But even
is
if they're
functioning
not
in
from Texas,
I'm going to get
still
to that.
applicable, right?
I was going to get to that. If you would let
I didn't
anyone
want them
finish
to
a
tune out
sentence.
because they're like, I'm in Colorado.
Okay, right. So, all right. So if you're a Texas resident or your business is in Texas, it is going to affect every SMS you do to every state. If you're outside of Texas, this affects everyone you text within Texas. This has been a long time problem with SMS because if you have a California zip code, but you're on New England time, the curfew rules are difficult because how do you determine where someone is outside of their area code? So curfew rules are you can't text anyone Monday through Saturday
Earlier or later,
between the hours of 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. and from Saturday at 9 p.m. to Sunday at noon. And that's based on where they are. My son Magi lives here in Texas. His area code is Massachusetts.
Right.
Boris's area code is California. They're here in Texas. So that's problem number one. But Texas is now saying that if you operate SMS from the state of Texas, or if you're sending text messages to the state of Texas, you need to now register with the Secretary of State's office. Those text messages are being treated under the same rules as telemarketers calling out on sales calls. And when we say SMS, we're strictly talking about SMS marketing. This is not going to be for your appointment reminders, your order reminders, your shipping updates. This is
just
all
marketing messages.
Marketing messaging. And so now what you're going to need to do...
Even if they've given full permission.
Even if they've given full permission.
Okay.
You need to contact the Secretary of State through online. By the way, that's how you contact them. You go online. You're going to file a $200 file to register at the state of Texas in order to text people in the state of Texas. And then you're also going to have to do a $10,000 surety bond.
What?
So I actually wrote an SOP on, this is going to be really quick.
Put up $10,000, get a $10,000 bond, does it?
So a surety bond.
You can buy a bond.
Surety bond, correct.
So it might cost you $100 or $200, get a $10,000 bond.
Absolutely do not know that. I will have the information in, I don't know. I have a $150,000 surety bond. So that's the only thing that I know, but I'll get that.
They won't give me one.
I will absolutely I will absolutely get that information. We have created an SOP on how to register. I will get that information on like the top 3 people that I think you should buy it from and what about it will cost. You can also do a letter of credit, which is what my company is going to do. And so that SOP will explain all of that to you. There's going to be some loopholes. I'm actually filming more with Ryan Poteet just to get more information.
Podcast. I know you have another podcast called Special Ops, right?
I actually have 2 other podcasts. One is Special Ops. That's me alone. Nobody wants to watch that. Yeah. And then there's one with Ryan Poteet, which is Marketing on Trial. But I'm going to be filming with Ryan, and then I'll complete the SOP, so it'll be before we actually air this. And that SOP will be at www.trainwreckshow.com. We'll have the full SOP on exactly what you need to do step by step in order to be compliant. I will say that I think a lot of companies are going to decide to bow out. From what I'm seeing of texting Texas, because a lot of people believe that there's going to be some lawsuits and some TROs that get filed that's going to...
A lawyer's got to be licking their chops.
Right. We'll see. This is the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Something that's super important that I want to say. Several people I did see commenting on Facebook, like, you don't have to worry about it. GHL or Twilio or your SMS platform is going to keep you from breaking law. That's absolutely not true. Your platform allows you to set all the guidelines, Twilio, GHL, Maripost, everyone I've ever used. It allows you to go in and
we had to get that certification.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
You have to go in and do it. However, you're still responsible for the settings. One of our people is in Mauritius, Africa. He made the mistake of setting it up on his time zone instead of ours. He thought he was on Central, but he was on Mauritius. So all of our text messages went out at like 2 a.m. Yeah, it was awful. It was one day.
We interrupt this pod to bring you this really special announcement. You need to go right now. Well, maybe do they want to go right now? Want to stop?
No, at the end. We don't want to have them stop.
Go to trainwreckshow.com. There's lots of bots there, GPT bots that do things for you, that do a lot of your work. So you don't have to work so much and drink more beer. The episode archives are over there. There's all of our resources, worksheets, workbooks. Everything that we've done that we give away is over there. Go get it right now. There's a lot of resources there. Way more resources than you get when you buy a lot of communities, I think.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch every episode as soon as it hits. We'll send you a notification.
It doesn't mean you're liking Emma, by the way, because I know that slows us down on our likes. You can just click and say, I like Perry. You don't have to like Emma. It works the same way. What happens if the messages are going out offshore, if they're going from somewhere else? That's a good question.
What do you mean, what would happen?
If those mails are originating from, if your company is in...
I'm going to give you a Ryan Poteet answer here. It's going to be very difficult, I believe, for the United States government to do anything to you.
To go to Korea and...
Right.
And
that being said, I've seen it where you can't get your products in the country because... So I'd follow the freaking rules, but the platforms aren't going to stop you from doing something illegal. It's your responsibility to go in and make sure. So the best practice that I would give for people who want to continue to send to Texas is just to abide by the curfew rules for East Coast to PST, from EST to PST. It's not that hard. It does cut like 3 hours of you sending. But if you go and you look at the majority of when people are clicking, I think you'll find that it's mid-afternoon.
I think just for what it's worth, for you guys to listen to this, are like, oh, that's another reason for me to never send text message. Don't think that. I think that a lot of times these regulations are a blessing in a way, because they're going to run out a lot of people.
Right. It's this is in place because of all of the people that are messaging scammy nonsense, like you have a past due ticket. So this is going to make people more comfortable with SMS. SMS, for first of all, if you're sending out order confirmations, if it's a current customer of yours, this is not what we're talking about. It is such a great way to cultivate your current customer buyers and to make them buy from you more, by the way, to make them show up to things like webinars and workshops. It's a phenomenal resource. Go look at the SOP, read what we put in about it. We just wanted to drop a quick podcast just about it so you guys would know, like, it's still okay to SMS. You just follow the SOP and you'll be good.
By the way, this is coming to email. It's called BIMI Records. And it's right around the corner. They're going to do exactly the same thing with emails, where you have to register with a third-party certification body. It's already out there. If you get a registered BIMI record right now, your Gmail deliverability will be incredibly high. But if you don't have BIMI records, they won't. They're making you go. It's expensive. It's about $3,000 to get certified. And generally speaking, you have to have at least registered for a federally registered trademark. in order to get a BIMI record, which is interesting. But when you're going through your Gmail and you see on Gmail, like the company's logo in your Gmail when you're looking through your mails, that's because that company has a BIMI record. It's usually companies like Target and American Airlines and all that. They all have them. So they get really high deliverability because all they're looking for, like the state of Texas, I get it, and Google or any of those, they're looking to see if you're a real company. And if you break the rules, they want to know who to go get for breaking the rules.
Right.
Text messages and emails are generally anonymous, for lack of a better term.
Right.
So they want to know who to go back on should they need to go back on somebody. But look up BIMI records.
I looked up really quick how much the surety bonds cost. I only have the high one. It actually does depend on your credit score. It's going to cost you anywhere between $50 and $1,000 annually.
Yeah.
If you have a good credit score, it's only going to cost you about $50.
Yeah.
If you have, 800, 820 somewhere in there.
Because the bond just kicks in if you can't pay.
Right.
If you get fined and you can't pay, then the bond kicks in. Right?
For lower credit scores,
Might be higher.
Under 600, you're going to be paying all the way up to $1,000 for it. So, that's just some food for thought there. And then the letter of credit, honestly, most business owners can get that. Mm-hmm. And again, that's going to be in the SOP. It'll explain to you exactly how to get one if you don't have one already.
Your bank usually issues that.
My bank issued one in 4 seconds for me. I mean, it literally took me 4 seconds. I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not buying a surety bond. I'm not buying another surety bond. Because it's just throwing away money. You don't get that money back. It isn't like you pay the $50 and if no one comes after you.
It's like somebody bonding you out of jail.
Right. So you got to pay $1,000 to send text messages to Texas.
Right.
And then if someone, what's your area code? You have actually a Texas area code.
The odds are these things are going to, if 1 or 2 states start to do it, 50 states will have it before.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. If Texas is, it's crazy to me because Texas is never at the forefront of stuff like this.
California wasn't first.
I know. California, Utah, New York, Massachusetts. Yeah. Those 4 are just so it's weird that this is Texas. Really weird that this is Texas. But I'll guarantee you.
Is it a signed in law yet?
Yeah.
It's a law.
The bill 140 passed. It goes into effect September 1st. Is absolutely going into effect. Somebody's going to go do a TRO to get a law not to be put into effect. I just don't see it. I mean, I know you think it's going to happen, but we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, this was a quick one for you just
Thanks
to
a lot.
make sure you knew about it. Again, www.trainwreckshow.com.
This
we have
is
a whole
a
SOP.
CYA episode, a cover your ass episode.
For sure.
The train wreck.
And this certainly, it doesn't even scratch on 50% of this. We just want you to know it's out there. We want you to have the SOP to go find out how to be compliant.
Don't find out the hard way.
If you want to. But this is one of those things I would not find out the hard way. A lot of the email stuff that goes on behind the scenes in our space that if you know about, people will come after you for email, and there's law firms that literally just sign up for lists so that they can come after you and say, hey, I could get $200,000, just give me 25 and I'll go away.
Yeah.
But I believe that this is going to be a huge opportunity for Texas to make a huge amount of money. I think that they're literally going to, because if you look at the fine structure, I do think that you're going to have those jerk offs that are going to go and sue companies. But I think the state of Texas is going to.
Don't mess with Texas.
We got a lot of roads to pay for. We're doing new roads every week. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. See you next time.
www.trainwreckshow.com.